Time will tell. It always does. Even when time is short. So, a bit of news dropped about the upcoming Series 13 of Doctor Who. Namely that it is going to be shorter. Now, in many ways, this shouldn't be all that surprising. I mean, of all the stuff that's been disrupted by COVID, toss my favorite TV show onto the pile. Sure, why not? But that is the official line on that. Now, they're still calling it the festive special. That's still coming out. I believe the best indication right now is that is end up going to be New Year's and that it's not moving back to Christmas, which I think if they could get it back to Christmas, I think that would be better for the show. But once they got off that slot, I don't know if it's possible for them to get back on it. Anyways, so that'll happen, and then we'll get Series 13 next year, probably not until the autumn. So that, honestly, I think that'll be a wash. I don't think that'll hurt it. Under other circumstances, I might say it would be a good thing, but obviously with everything so thrown off, it's weird. What I mean by that is I have a suspicion that part of what hurt Series 12 in the ratings was the fact that they moved it up to the front of the year, which is where Doctor Who has never been airing before. And not that shifting something around the schedule is as disruptive as it was, back in the days when you needed the friggin' TV guide, but it doesn't help. And moving it back to autumn where it would normally sit, I think long term, that's where it should be regardless. That said, I'm not expecting that move to help it this time around because it'll have been a really dang long time since the last proper series. Because Series 12 was back at the start of this year. We're going to have a special and then wait until the tail end of next year before we get more actual episodes. So it's probably not going to see a boost, but if they can keep it in autumn and just leave it there, I think that'll be better for the health of the show overall. It's still not as bad as under Moffat, where we had Series 9, then 2 Christmas specials before we got a new proper series. Crying out loud. But yeah, let's come back to the number of episodes thing. So I'm going to read the exact words from the man himself, Chris Chibnall. Now, just because I mentioned his name, don't throw out a whole bunch of fire Chibnall. That's not the topic of this video. Like, seriously. You can hate the guy all you want. That's not the topic of this video. You spam my comments, I will block you. I'm sorry. I'm out of patience. I really am. So what he said was, in this strangest of years, the Doctor Who production team have worked wonders to get the show back into production. Given the complexity of making Doctor Who and with new and rigorous COVID working protocols, it's going to take us a little longer to film each episode, meaning we expect to end up with a total of 8 episodes rather than the usual 11. Now, honestly, all that tracked because they do have more rigorous, cleaning and social distancing and all these safety precautions in order to reopen production in the UK. And those precautions make everything take longer. And so for the amount of time they've been allotted to shoot this thing, they're not going to get as many episodes in. Now, if you're anything like me, the numbers that he said at first, there was something a little weird about them. Because he said, okay, so we're going to do 8 episodes instead of the usual 11. Now that threw me off at first because Series 12 and Series 11 were 10 episodes. But they were 11 if you counted the holiday specials as well. So what that would seem to indicate is a series, since he's saying 8 as opposed to 11 instead of saying 8 as opposed to 10, that would indicate that we're getting a 7-episode series and a special, or an 8-episode series and no special. So that's probably what we're looking at right now. And again, the explanation is valid. I mean, nobody should be risking their lives to shoot entertainment. They shouldn't. I love this show. I want it to come back. But, nobody should be putting their lives at risk in order for me to do that. That's just being a decent person, I think. But it still makes me nervous. It makes me nervous because we've already gotten shortened seasons. So, like I mentioned, Series 11 and Series 12 were already 10 episodes. Now, during Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith, they got 13 episodes. By the time Capaldi was done, he got 12. That's not counting holiday specials. So to cut those down to 10 for Series 11, Series 12, we've already lost episodes, and now we're going to lose more. And the thing is, I don't have a ton of confidence that once we're on the other side of COVID, whenever that is, that we're going to get those episodes back. We might. It depends on the exact nature of how it is we are losing them. Now, to hear Chris Chibnall say it sounds like they're being allotted the same amount of production time as they do normally, but because everything takes longer, they can't shoot as many episodes. If that is the case, then as long as they don't cut their production time any more than they already have, they should still be able to get back up to 10 episodes. But look, let me put it this way. If the people at the BBC, for whatever reason, either preemptively already kind of wanted to trim the length of the series, or if it goes out and they say, oh, you know what, that was fine. You can work with that many, right? And they just leave it at that. I could see that. I mean, this is not really directly connected, but, when I was laid off in July, let me be very honest. They were going to eliminate my job eventually anyways. With everything that was going on at the company I worked for, that was going to happen no matter what. They just used the circumstances of COVID to do it at the point that they did, rather than having to wait longer for like a more proper full restructuring of the company to then get rid of me. And I feel like there's a possibility that might be what's going on. That while I don't want to say using COVID as a cover, because like I said, safety procedures and everything else valid, do that, but it's possible it might be allowing some people at the BBC to do something they already wanted to do. I don't know, that is absolute speculation on my end, but just the fact that the show is going to get a shortened season makes me nervous, because I feel like I've just been looking down the barrel of getting a little less and a little less of Doctor Who over the last few years. And with the holiday special moving around, the show doesn't feel like the fixture it used to be. And like I said, I'm not going to blame Chibnall for this, because under Moffat, we had some weird stuff go on. In Tennant, you had the year of the 4 sporadic specials, which, I mean, granted, they did well ratings-wise, but, that was a weird year. So, there have been periods where the show's gotten weird, but I've just got this worry. Somewhere in the back of the pit of my stomach, I'm like, I really hope that this time next year, I'm not talking about them cutting it down to 6 episodes. I don't know. Doctor Who, season's going to be shorter. These days, this is the kind of video that normally I would have put up in the break room of Geeks. Subscribe if you have not already, where my more unstructured, free-flowing sort of thoughts usually go. But this felt like something that should go here, because I don't know if anyone actually relies on me for Doctor Who news, but it seems to happen semi-often that people are like, oh, I didn't realize that when I put stuff up, so I figured this should go on the larger platform. Doctor Who, shorter season. What do you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Like, share, subscribe. I have a Patreon that is what pays my bills since having been laid off. So help me out there in any amount. It is greatly appreciated, and there are rewards, including getting early previews of most videos. And, the usual stuff, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. I have merch, all those things, but you also don't have to. Because, end of the day, you are the council. I'm just running the meetings, and until next time, this council is adjourned.